Okay. So, I took a little bit of time to make this video because I wanted to fully grasp what went on last night when I watched Bethesda's E3 conference. And I'm just going to go over everything they revealed. We'll go through, we'll see what they announced, what they revealed, what's coming, and I'm going to try and keep my cool. So if anybody knows me well, I am a absolute Bethesda nerd. I love majority of their games. I love everything they put out. And tonight was a rough watch for me. And I guess we'll start explaining why. So there are some cool things they did announce tonight. A couple of the cool things they did announce: Orion, their streaming service that goes live to phones and things like that. I thought it was pretty cool. Being able to stream games at 4K 60 frames per second. I thought it was a cool idea. I'd be interested to see how it works for most people, but I thought Orion was a pretty interesting idea. Next, they had two new IPs, Ghostwire Tokyo and Deathloop. I felt Deathloop was pretty interesting, but the problem with the whole conference last night, and a problem with this, was it was just a cinematic trailer. I like the idea. I like the developers. That's really all I have to say. And Ghostwire Tokyo I found to be super interesting. In my notes, I pretty much just put cool as hell, because there wasn't much to really deliberate from that. It's a cool premise. I like the idea, and I'm going to be interested to see the execution when the game comes out. Then we just get some kinds of DLC announcements. Rage 2, some cool cheats, DLCs for that game. If you're a fan, I'm sure you will enjoy the stuff they announced at the conference. ESO, they didn't have much to say or offer in general. They've already released their expansion for the year, and they just announced another one that will complete the Year of the Dragon. So I'm an ESO player. I love ESO. I don't usually drop $40 on the new expansions. I've thought about, maybe picking it up, but yeah, it just doesn't interest me at the moment. I'm sure at some point I will make my way over to it, but it was all right. And then we get into the mobile stuff. Elder Scrolls Blades. I played the game a lot. I enjoyed the game. I think it's, for a mobile game, it's not a bad mobile game. Yes, obviously the microtransactions litter that game, but microtransactions litter every game, and that's not an excuse for every game to have them, but it's just the way it is, and I think it's no different than anything else, and if you play video games, you gotta live with it, so I think Blades is fine. It's cool that it's on the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it's a very good game for the Nintendo Switch. I think it's perfect where it is. I don't think it's gonna get a lot of play on the Nintendo Switch, personally, but oh well. Then we get some stuff for Elder Scrolls Legends. I don't care about that game at all. I don't mind card games. I play card games, but that game is just unbearable. I hate it. And this is coming from somebody who is, I sit here confidently and say the Elder Scrolls is my favorite game franchise of all time. The Elder Scrolls Skyrim is my favorite game of all time. I die on that hill all the time. So it's obviously not coming from a place of I just don't like card games. It's literally just, I think it's just a bad game. Then for the last mobile game for the night, Commander Keen, and I put what the fuck, and the terrible joke this person said, where she said, join us as we go and kick some asteroid. This woman actually said, kick some asteroid. Look, I've heard things about the game. It's an older game. I believe it was made by id Software way back in the 90s. And from what I can tell, it seems like they're butchering the shit out of this. I think they're ruining that franchise, whatever is left of it, turning anything that used to be maybe not a popular game, but a well-received game by fans, turning it into a mobile game like that is not going to go over well, especially when you're reviving it in this way. I think it's just atrocious. And the last thing we're going to talk about, well, I should cover this. Doom Eternal, Wolfenstein, those games look good. I'm not a personal fan of Doom and Wolfenstein and those types of games, so I'm not going to sit here and give my opinion. I think Doom Eternal looks great. I love some of the multiplayer stuff they're doing with it. I love a lot of what it looks like. Wolfenstein, I'm just not a fan, so I'm not going to sit here and comment on people's favorite games saying how I didn't like this when it's not made for me. Oh my god. The game isn't made for me. It's fine. I'm not going to comment, but if you like those games, I'm pretty sure you got a great kick out of it. One more thing before I get to the big thing. Cursing is cool, apparently. These people were dropping F-bombs as a joke, and I guess that's cool. Or whatever. I don't know. Then we get to the probably the biggest thing from their show, and Fallout 76. I like the game. I think it's a game. The stuff they announced last night, it makes me sad. Because in my notes at the time I wrote NPC new quest line and awesome and full dialogue, and I sat back and didn't make the video last night because I wanted to really take it all in, and it's just so sad that that's exciting to me, that NPCs are in a game, that a new quest line and full dialogue have me excited, and I've pretty much flipped my entire opinion on it. Should have been at the game at launch, should have been a part of the game. I'm really just sad that is what is, like, you know, making me happy, is that they put NPCs in the game. I'm going to play the game. I did enjoy the game. I did not hate the game. But it's just really, really sad to see that. So here's what I'm going to say about Bethesda and their conference and what they're doing. And it's so sad because this is my favorite developer. They make my favorite games. And I'm so upset that a lot of their conference just seemed to be a weak apology tour, trying to talk about how great their fans are and how they'll stick by them through anything, even when they're pushing out stuff that it doesn't matter. It's not good. Fallout 76 was not good at launch. Even though I enjoyed the game, that doesn't mean I can see through the bad things. And you look at some of the other games on here. Elder Scrolls Blades has so many problems that people hate. That's a bad thing. Ghostwire didn't get anything but a cinematic trailer. ESO is probably the strongest thing they have running for it, but even then, when that game came out, it was a heaping pile of garbage. Commander Keen, heaping pile of garbage. Elder Scrolls Legends, heaping pile of garbage. Rage 2, some of that stuff is like cool, but I didn't buy the game. I wasn't interested in buying the game, and as somebody who this game should appeal to, it didn't appeal to me, and I didn't buy it. Deathloop, cinematic trailer. And then you have Wolfenstein and Doom, and those are good games, but they're not for me. So really, it's so disappointing. And I understand not getting any Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6. I understand those games are a long way away, but it's really sad. And I was hoping for maybe a remaster of Fallout 3 or Oblivion or something to say, here you go, fans. This is what you get for sticking with us through a rough year. This is your reward. We're remastering this game. They're not offering anything this year. They are not offering anything next year that is interesting me. And at the moment, I just think it's going to be pretty much... I'm just at a loss for words, to be honest. Look, I'm just gonna cut it short here. They get a 4 out of 10. I gave Xbox a 7. They get a 4 out of 10 for sure. I was just not impressed by anything they did. They shouldn't have had one at all, just like they shouldn't have had one in 2017. They had nothing to reveal, nothing to push, and for that, I will just end this video with 2 simple words: I'm disappointed.